Buongiorno, Tai. Come stai? Hey, welcome to breakfasts. We have to start changing this, mate, with our fucking schedules, eh?
Yeah.
Breakfast and bets with PB and Tai.
We gotta get a fucking breakfast if we start doing that.
Yeah, we should, eh? Oh, we should have brekkie beers. Oh, we could have beer. We could have beers, bets, and breakfast, mate. Oh, brekkie burritos. Just takes me back to that day at the Magic Millions, mate, where we were lined up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Good little burrito, wasn't it?
Mate, you certainly impressed me
It
that
was
day.
on a barbie the night before at fucking 9 o'clock at night.
Unbelievable, mate. Nothing like preparation, mate. Nothing like preparation. Anyway, mate, how was your Easter?
It was good, mate. It's very chilled. What about yours?
Yeah, it was great. Very productive at work.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was nice, mate. Nice. Got a little bit of time with the family, which is all right. And yeah, it was just pretty quiet. A little bit of chocolate, one or two hot cross buns.
Yeah, I made sure I had an Easter egg.
Yeah, damn straight.
Smashed it in like fucking 30 seconds.
Damn straight, eh? Something about chocolate.
There's just not enough chocolate.
No, I swear it's like a teaser, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
a drug. They give you just enough to hook you, and then you're like, oh, I could do another bunny.
And here's the fuck
I
thing.
could do another egg.
It probably weighs like fucking 100 grams, and it costs more than like a block of chocolate that's like triple the weight.
Damn straight. But you got to see, you know, it's like those people that come round and they fix your internet by turning it off and on, right?
Yeah.
But it costs you $250. You're paying for their knowledge. So I guess we're paying for the skill of making a
Making
bunny
an
or
egg.
something. Oh, who knows? Anyway, some good racing over the Easter.
Yes.
Yes. Weather played a little bit of havoc around there as well, and yeah, even the West was a little bit interesting with some of the races that came through. So it was good. Like it was good. It was good to see a few things happening. You've noticed a bit of a change this week in some bias and some
Yes.
track running and stuff like that.
I've going back through the last month because I've had to go back through all our recordings and all that sort of stuff and doing the state by state as well. So I've been working on that. So stay tuned for that. I'll be putting all that out, all the results. Sydney was an interesting one last Saturday. Very tough in Sydney. I think found one good winner there, decent odds. But I sort of stayed away from the second half of the card. I was like, I'm just gonna stop because it was just one of those weird days. And going back through the records, Sydney started really good in the first half of the month, and then it started to get harder and harder towards the second half. Melbourne, on the other hand, has been going absolutely fucking great. It was great last week.
Sporting capital of Australia, mate. That's why.
There was three really good value plays that came through. And overall, for the month of March, Melbourne was outstanding. I think it was like plus 30 units or something like that. So
Bloody good, eh?
yeah, so really, really good in Melbourne. Hopefully that sticks because we had a good day of racing today in Victoria.
Oh yeah, great. Wow,
Yeah.
one of my all-time favourite tracks, mate.
Caulfield.
Yeah.
But yes, it's and this week to go on what you were saying. There's been a lot of short price stuff coming through, and it's not great betting. It's just like, okay, well, you know what's going to happen every single fucking race. It's just favorite. So it's not great betting unless you're putting the multi together or something like that. But hopefully we break that little bit of variance today, and we can find some nice prices.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
What generation was Forrest Gump?
What generation was Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Oh, these are so hard to work out. What is it?
Gen A. Got to thank my boy Guy for that one, mate. That was he had a few things all crumbling all at once yesterday afternoon, and he just out of the blue tells me that joke. He's like, yeah, gotcha. All I wanted to see was that smile, mate. So I had a really good chuckle with that.
Well, we
one
had a
last
bit of a
night.
sad day that day, mate.
No, it was yesterday, and it was just everything was a struggle to get it done. Like everything was just really, really tough. You know what I mean? You know those days.
The world's
and I'm just
against
like,
you.
oh my god, I just want something to go right today. And he just comes
Jono,
out. He just comes out with that banger, and I'm just like, all right, props for you, brother. Props for
Very
you.
good.
All right.
Sponsors.
Oh yeah, 100%. Unofficially, Macca's McCafe.
Maybe if we move to breakfast, we can get a sponsor for McMuffins.
Oh yeah, all those brekkie wraps, all those. Now I'm fucking. There
So
we
if you
go.
start McMuffins, you're gonna have like fucking 3 or 4 of the things that just don't fill you up.
Real men eat multiples, mate.
Yeah.
You can't just
Yeah,
have one.
hash browns. You have all the rest of it.
One hash brown, mate. That's like 2 bites.
What does it cost? What does it cost at Macca's these days? It's got to be expensive, isn't it?
Yeah. It's scary, mate, because I used to work at Macca's way back in the day, and I remember like $2 cheeseburgers and $1 cheeseburgers and 30-cent cones,
Yeah,
and
I
like
know.
Big Macs costing you like $2.50. $2.50.
And they were bigger. All the stuff was bigger. The burgers were bigger. Even the hash browns, I think, are smaller these days.
Anyway, we appreciate the McCafe coffee.
They actually do. They do an alright
They
coffee.
do a very good coffee, barista coffee, very nice coffee. Although you've got plenty of options up the road there now.
Guzzo up the road now, mate. We are making the most out of that.
And if you wanted Zarafas as well for that watered down flavour, so it's it's all good. Anyway, let's get back to the car. We were having a chat before we went live to air this morning just about the weather because, yeah, the whole East Coast is just being pumped at the moment.
We might get a little bit of luck down south with the way that cell's travelling. We're hoping it sort of just. Well, I'm hoping it misses Melbourne either to the east of it or it goes the other way. I'm not really sure.
What's interesting is we look out the window on the Gold Coast. It looks an absolute perfect day, but the rain that has come through the week is Eagle Farm a soft 6 today. Randwick a heavy 10. That's just going to be a mud pit.
You want to be looking at probably wider draws in the later races.
Yeah, we'll
for
talk
sure.
about that in a few minutes. And we've got Caulfield that seems to be all right. And that track should be okay because it's been redone recently.
Yes, true.
So drainage,
Yeah.
like the Gold Coast, remember?
Yeah.
We got pumped at the Magic Millions and they still put that to a good 4.
That was fucking incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was sure we were going to be on a soft 6, but that was like a good 3 or some shit by the end of the day.
Got really hard towards the end, mate.
Ooh. Where do we go with that one?
I just, I don't know, where did you go with that one? I was talking about the deck, mate, the turf. Wow. Sorry, fellas. He's probably on his 3rd coffee this morning, everyone. So
That's actually accurate.
yeah. He's more chill with a couple of beers in him, but when the caffeine hits, fucking look out.
Thanks, mate.
Rightio, so Eagle Farm, Morphettville, Ascot, Randwick, and Caulfield. Fucking big names, big tracks, big races. Autumn racing is alive and kicking. Where are we starting today, my man? We're gonna get the Morph. Oh.
Because you said how tough this fucking first race was.
Oh,
Easy peasy.
no, it's an absolute shocker. Right, race 1 of a 9-race program. Good for at Morphettville. We're back to SA headquarters. Massive weekend in South Australia, by the way, Ty. Do you know? Do you know why it's massive?
Oh, is there car racing?
No.
Oh, I just go straight to car racing every time. Well, what's going on?
It's AFL gather round, mate. That means every AFL team
okay.
is in South Australia playing.
Mate, I'm a rugby league guy, you know.
Playing their rounds over there, and yeah, they're just pumping games out around the state. So massive weekend over there. I'm not sure.
So it's all rounds over there.
Every single team has all moved. We've gone over to South Australia this weekend to play. So they're playing either at the Adelaide Oval or Norwood. And
Jeez, how do the fields cop that? How many games is that?
8.
8 games, so 4 on each. 4.
I think so. 4 or 5. They've sort of got a few going around different places and a few of the main places.
Fuck, that must tear up the ground.
Oh, mate. Perfect. Oof. I don't know. The Adelaide Oval had second game on it last night. Looked pretty good on TV.
Jeez, you got the work cut out for
It's a little bit upset Port Adelaide pumped Essendon. I'm not a fan of either, but I just, want it back to Victorian size. But anyway. And Melbourne destroyed Adelaide on Thursday night, so it was good.
Yeah.
Good for the tips. All right, anyway, great weekend in Adelaide. We're off to Morphettville. We've got 9 races. We're looking at race number 1 and number 2. Race number 1, Crimson Vine at $1.60. It is disgustingly good. It is disgustingly good. And I just don't think it can be beaten. But, you know me, I'm not going to touch something that's $1.60.
And so, no one should. No one should touch it.
No one should touch it.
$1.60.
But you shouldn't put heaps on anything
Unless
else
it's
that's going to
wings.
go around it. Yeah, exactly right. You might just want to put a coffee on it. But I'm going to go, following on our great win and great pick by you last week, to be or not to be, I am going to have Shakespeare at $9.50.
With your mate on there.
Yeah. Jakey
boy.
Let's go, Jake. I just thought the last start run to get the
Victoria.
win. Oh, mate, I told you. Everything good comes out of Victoria, mate. But I just think that last start run was really superior. Looked really good. I think it's found its straps. And look, it's dialed in now to $9. It might have a little nudge at it. It's got every chance to be there in the top 3. So I think Shakespeare, for me, with Jake on the back, looking good.
Beautiful.
Yourself, my friend.
I'm going to go with Disagreeable Miss, and I'm giving Canford another go here. But Disagreeable Miss, you only have to go back through last preparation. I believe it's last preparation. Hopefully it's not more recent. It's won at this level before and at this sort of distance. It actually really likes this sort of distance. And it's run around some horses. If you go around, have a look at the horses it's run around or close to, they'd be well in the market in this sort of race. So I think this is sort of snuck in. And at $5, I thought that's not
Did
a
you
bad...
pick that last week?
I have picked this at some point.
Yeah.
It's a good horse.
Was that Oakbank? Was that like last week?
That was last week. Yeah. So it's gone a quick back up as well, which when they do that, it sort of means they've come through well.
Yeah.
So I think Disagreeable Miss will bounce back today in a big way. Small field, doesn't matter where they'll be really. They should get their chance. The other one, Canford, nice little 2 kilo claim into 58 kilos. It's got the right form around, again, it's sort of similar. It's like if you go back through its form, it's beaten a lot of horses that would be well in the market in this.
Yeah.
I just think it's coming out of, it's been running against some really fucking good horses actually. So it's come out of a race where it's finished back in the field, but that was won by Yellow Brick Road and the Map in seconds. That's a really, really strong staying race. I think back to this trip suits it better. So $10 for Canford, I thought that was not a bad play.
That's a very good sell, mate. That's a very good sell.
Disagreeable Miss and Canford, there you go.
Should come and sell cars for me. Beautiful. All right, let's move on to race number 2. This was a better race to look at. I thought this was a better race to look at. But yeah, I don't know. I think Samurai Mine is going to be pretty tough to beat again. It's got my boy Jakey on the back. Jakey! But I'm going to have a crack at you, Jake. I'm going to take you out with your other mate, Toddy, in Bolted In. I just thought this is a much better horse. The run last time, it's working very nicely, this preparation, and it's just, I don't know, you're the program coach, mate. You're just hitting these little KPIs in the program as we go to, greatness.
Progressive overload.
There it is, mate.
The training effect is just in force.
80-20, mate. Just step it up, step it back, step it up, step it back. So I think we're going to be pretty good on Bolted In today. I think that's a really good shot. Give it up.
Yes!
Let's go. Let's go. Great. Wow.
Bolted In. Good run last start. I think the distance is going to suit much, much better based on how it finished. Quick backup. It's quick backup, isn't it?
Yep.
Like I said, that's normally a good sign. When they back them up in a week, they've come through the race quite well, and they obviously believe it's well placed from a ratings perspective in this race. So, Bolted In with panel on, small field, should get every chance.
Boom.
There you go.
Right, that's Morph. Enjoy your day at Morphville if you are attending, or if you're at the footy and watching both. Giddy up. All right, let's go to the West. Go West. Ascot. Good 4. Ascot's been running beautifully over the last couple of months.
In the West.
Thanks, mate. There it is. He's just throwing the Mickey on. See that? You put it out to the universe,
That means
mate.
I might switch to another. I might switch back there. Might start doing really good.
Yeah. We have had some fairly good success over in the West. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it's been good. The track's been good. The horses have been good. And the jockeys have been doing their job. So, yeah, we've had a couple of good winners that have, had some juicy prices for the members.
What was it? One drifted to $27.
Patchy Gunship.
Oh, that was SA.
Yeah, sorry.
You tipped that at 20s. It came into 12s.
What was it?
You tipped another one at like...
Oh, in the last. It got up in the last.
Yeah. XL Train.
Yeah.
And it drifted to
Train.
$27. And fucking shit him.
I don't know how people miss that. That horse is such an experienced campaigner. I couldn't believe it. Even because it was so early in its prep, that money, I couldn't believe it.
We had a very strong finish to the month for the members.
Yeah.
Very, very.
It was like that last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, the week and a half, we just had all these big players coming through, and that's what got us through with sort of, I think it was plus 50 something units for the month.
Excuse me.
So, I don't know, we keep telling you.
Giddy up.
Keep telling you.
Giddy up. So there was 2 that I liked in this that I thought might have a fair good crack at going. The one that I'm really going to give a push to is Flowers in the Wind. Was very, very impressed. The last 2 runs, last start winner, which I always like. Run before that was not far away, only just missed and got the pip done. We're sitting currently about $3.30, $3.40 for it at the moment. And I just think with the Parnham combination of father-son, trainer, jockey, the barrier draw is good, the quality of this horse is good. Yes, it's carrying the top weight, but it should do that without any problems. And that's what I like. The one that I think is a little bit of a potential roughie that could get in there would be Fat Roy Slim. Needs improvement though. Needs a bit better show of form, but from his last start run. But yeah, I think Flowers in the win for me.
Beautiful.
Yourself, my man.
I've gone with Soldanel.
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 There you
Oh, is this the brothers taking each other on?
go. It is too. Soldanel, $4.60. Stepping up from the mile, back out to a more suitable trip, 2,200 metres. I just think this was a tough race. Tough race because there's a lot of these horses that share similar form lines, and one's beating this one, and that one's beating, like they take turns of beating each other. I like that this has gate 3, can get a soft run. I just think the distance, back out in distance, I think it's going to improve. And you go back through its form at this sort of distance, and it has run around some nice horses relative to the favourite, which is going to be hard to beat, Flower in the Wind.
Thanks, mate.
But I thought $4.60 was not a bad price in what is a very close race, and that's reflected in the odds.
Definitely.
So, Soldanel.
Soldanel. So they're going to be a cracking first race up at Ascot. The early ones are always good. They're always little competitive boxing matches.
Yeah.
Man. I love it. Absolutely love the West. Got to get over there one day.
One day.
One day. You know, it'd be probably quicker to fly to bloody Riccarton in New Zealand than it would be to get to Perth.
Fuck.
But anyway.
That's how big Australia is, eh?
Hey. All right, race number 2 at Ascot. Let's push on. And here's one that I really do like. But this is a tough race because I could literally pick 4 of them.
No. Yeah.
Like the names in this race, I've won on about 8 of them
Look at the
at some point.
fucking odds on.
Yeah, I know.
They're all close.
So the you know, at this stage the favourite's just under $5. So it gives you an understanding of what this race is going to be. I think it's going to be a nice, fair, easy race, ready to go. Premium choice is where I have settled myself. Like I like my meat, I like the premium choice of meat.
Meat's pretty expensive these days, isn't
Yeah, I know, premium choice. I better get up so I can afford some
You want the Wagyu?
marbled Wagyu. Just, you know, I'll put that on the barbecue and just give it a... Just keep it medium rare.
Oh,
More rare than medium. But yeah, those juices. Anyway, premium choice is one that I've been on the back of before, have been following before. Great run last start. Just dominated and showed its superiority in its run to get the chocolates. And, you know, this campaign's looking pretty good for it at this stage. With the Freak as a party on the back who can absolutely get horses up when need to be. So I love Joe. And, you know, I look at anything that he's on under $10, I think it's half a chance. So, yeah, I think premium choice for me out of the shotgun.
All right. I found this race tough as well.
Yeah.
I am confident with Thomas Magnum.
Oh,
Thomas Magnum, $5.50, gate 2, 54 kilos, Parnamon.
that's a lightweight, mate.
Yeah, and that really appealed. I think it's got the right. It's coming out of the right race.
Yeah.
I went back through and I found that was quite a strong race. I just think from gate 2, I mean, it goes back. Hopefully, it doesn't sit on the fence. I definitely don't want to do that as a back marker. But I look back through its previous form at this sort of distance, and it's actually really well in here with 54 kilos. I just thought the weights and previous form around these horses, I think it's right in this. One double figures is Lexington City with Holly Watson on. Another one getting in at 54 kilos. Beautiful gate
It's a
4.
good horse too.
This one will go forward. So I've gone one back, one forward. I don't know how the track's going to play.
You're hedging your bets there, mate.
Just looking for that little bit of
Strategy.
just a little bit of edge.
That's strategy.
I think Lexington, if I can get it out,
Yeah.
can get the job done. It's coming off a jump out. it's an interesting runner. It's probably similar to Thomas Magnum in the fact that it's beaten some horses that would be good enough to win this. But I think the main thing with this is it's getting in light and a nice draw. I think that's.
And I don't know. I've watched a lot of racing over in the West, and I think Holly rides horses better that go forward.
Oh, okay.
She's a bit like a.
Tim Clark?
Yeah, or Rachel King, mate.
Yep.
Just wants to get out and make you chase, right? So I think she likes anything that goes forward. Not to say that she can't bring him from the middle of the field through, because she can, but
it's more of a specialty.
I think so. Yeah. Just if I sit there and think about it, you just sort of triggered it when you said it's going to go forward with her on the back. I'm like, yeah, that's probably good, because it'll, when you want to dictate the pace, sit at the front, and as it comes around the bend, it's going to want to click up and get going. So
I think she'll be right in the mix.
Yeah, they'll be chasing at home.
$10. I thought it was a decent price.
Yeah.
So Thomas Magnum $5.50, Lexington at 10s.
Rightio. Well, that's the West and the Central that are going to be a lot drier than the East today. So where do you want to kick off? Go to the farm?
Go to the farm.
All right, I'll go to the farms. Currently, it was soft 5 yesterday. It's just trickled into a soft 6 with some overnight rain. Allegedly, there's no rain coming today, but who knows?
Oh, who knows?
I want that job, mate. You can take a stab in the dark and still come back Monday.
You still have a job on Monday.
Still come back Monday. So we're looking at races 1 and 2. Very open pick in this first race. I just didn't really. I'm more worried about the rain, to be honest. And I just don't know that I can stay with Devastating. So this is going to be the fucking knife in the back. It's going to do me. But I'm going to look at Orla-Bent. Orla-Bent?
Where are we?
Race number 1.
Yeah, I'm just. There it is.
Yeah.
Orla-Bent.
Number 13. Unlucky for some. I just thought I'm going to go a little bit wide in the market with the wet weather today.
Heavy form. Yep.
Yeah. More push for this because of the soft and heavy form. Yep. Doesn't sort of get a great barrier draw, and it's going to find it pretty tough. But
likes the track though.
Does like
which is
the track.
half the battle with Eagle Farm.
Yeah.
Some horses just fucking don't run on it.
Which is really weird, because then they literally go across the road to Doomben and they can win, but then they come across the road to Eagle Farm and they can't.
Well, I've heard it's like, because it's like it's like a sandy sort of it sort of shifts under your feet a little bit. I think some horses love it and some horses just.
So last start run was a forgive. The runs prior to that were much better. So I'm hoping that we go back to that form and get in. It's currently sitting at about $12. Again, it's just, you get to the races, you want to have a little go on the first. It's not your serious races that'll be coming up later in the day, but yeah, I thought $12 was pretty good to have a little something on it.
All right, top pick here. I think Extra Gear. $4.50, current favourite. Reason being is it comes out of a race won by Gold Revolver, and Gold Revolver's gone on to win dominantly again in Sydney.
How good was that, eh?
Yeah, it was. I think Gold Revolver's a pretty good horse moving forward. I'd expect that horse to go on to good Saturday grade in Sydney. So I think it's come and had a trial since this horse and won by 8 lengths. I think this thing's actually flying. I don't know, this is going to go to the front, so I've gate 1, Robbie Dolan on, so there's a lot of ticks. Whether or not Eagle Farm is playing to those up on speed, I think this thing will be right there in the finish with its form lines. Extra Gear. $4.50, but I want to throw in a couple of roughies because...
Here we go. It wouldn't be Racecourse Capital Beers and Bets episode without a couple of Thai roughies.
Oh, mate, you got to throw them in.
Giddy up.
The first of which I want to throw in is Island Magic with Ryan Maloney on.
From the Gollan stable. Fuck yeah.
Go and watch its last run. It's currently $23. Go and watch its last run. Was motoring late in a race won by On Point, which is a horse in good form. It loves soft tracks.
Racing in race number 4 today.
Look at the soft and heavy form for this horse. Doesn't matter if it rains, the wetter the better for this horse. $23.
Isn't that what all the boys say?
That is correct. That is very correct. No one wants to go in dry. The other roughie is Ticker Ready.
Ticker Ready. Yeah, you've pushed that before too. Yeah, you have.
Been around the mark. The big the big plus for me is that it gets a 3 kilo claim into 58.
Yeah, it wasn't. It may as well not even bother last start. It was another forgive run last start, but prior to that, it was very sharp.
Yeah, there's a lot of ones there in the
Very
record. Wide gate, a little bit of concern. It goes forward, so it's going to need a little bit of luck to find some cover, unless it wants to really push and try and co-lead. But I think the favourite Extra Gear will be right there in front. I just like its track record's great, distance record's acceptable. Love soft ground. There's just a lot to like about it on recent form. It's just the gate. That's all. It just needs a little bit of luck in finding either some cover or it needs to get across easily.
Okay.
That's all. So,
I think it's going to be pretty good.
$20.
I'll be upset if Devastating gets up because I do love that horse, but yeah.
I was so tempted to go for it because it is class.
It is a great horse. I'm just not sure today.
Yeah. Anyway. Just making sure that car started.
Yeah, I know. So did I.
She must have forgot something. She rolled back in from...
She did. The boss.
Yeah, right. All right. What are we on to now? Race 2?
Race number 2. Race number 2 is another interesting race. There's a couple of first starters there that I think might sort of show a little bit of something in it today, but I'm looking, again, a little bit wide with a little bit of value in it. I'm looking to time a profit. And hopefully we're going to profit in this race here with a nice, handy win. Doesn't have a lot of heavy form, but it's got a bit of soft form around it, which I don't mind. It's got, some good little bit of racing in behind it. Gets a nice jockey on the back. It's a wide gate. This race I just was a little bit unsure. So when I'm unsure, I'll just go wide.
Yep.
Just throw a bit of a throw at the stump. So it's got I think it'll be okay today. I think it'll be competitive.
Yep.
And at $12, I just thought there's some class horses that are starting today, like Boomtown.
Boomtown Boss.
Boomtown Boss resumes today, but starts today. Sorry, shall I say? But I just don't know what it's going to do first up. That is a quality horse.
Yeah, my biggest
one to watch.
Query. It's obviously a nice horse. Picking a Mormon, gate 3, and being backed as well. So it's my query with that one was whether or not Spirit of Boom breeding likes wet.
Not usually.
Yeah, I
don't think. Not usually.
Yeah, normally they don't unless the other side of the breeding brings in something. But another toughie. So,
yeah. You want a roughie though?
Yeah, I think we're gonna hit here. I got 2, Run Lucy Run and Zalesny.
Oh, here we go.
Run Lucy Run is $11 currently. It finished behind Ginatonic, who's the top weight for this race. But Ginatonic went slow in front and it just sprinted on the corner. So I think it just had that advantage. This time Ginatonic draws the car park, and I think Run Lucy Run from gate 7 can turn the tables. I think it's a bit of a weight swing as well. So Lucy's down at 56 kilos. I believe Thornton sticks, yes. So there's a positive there. So I think it can turn the tables off that run. And I think Zalesny was doing its best work late and indicated that the step out to 1,200 metres and the soft track shouldn't be an issue because that was on a soft, that last run. Indicated that it can improve today big time. Angela Jones is a very good jockey.
She's in some ripper form at the moment too.
Really nice form, and that was a big push for me that she's getting on for the Sweetest stable, who are always consistent. $9.50, gate 5, off-pace runner, should get a beautiful run. So there you go.
Very happy. Rightio. Cracking on. That's Eagle Farm in the mud pit. Well, speaking of mud pits.
Well, let's go to the real mud pit.
Let's go to the real mud pit. We're looking at races 1 and 5 at Randwick today. There is a 10 race program there. We have seen reports this morning that despite 230 millimetres overnight last night, they're going to push on with today.
I've just
with
realised
no rain expected.
Tipsy just got scratched.
Yeah.
That's all right. You go.
All right. Well, I need to check to make sure that mines haven't been scratched. Yep. No, I'm still in. Right. Very tough to pick in this one. I am looking at something that I do like with my main man on the back from New South Wales, which I do love. Doesn't get enough credit for my mind, mate, for me, but I'm looking at Rosalind Star, $2.40. Yes, it's a favourite. but or close to being the favourite. But I just think we're third up today, coming off a second and a first. Does have some soft form around it, doesn't have anything heavy, so that will be the interesting question today. Can it run with something a little bit thicker on its hooves? But I think it can, and Nash can get horses going and get them up in tougher conditions when needed. So I think Barrier's okay. It's not stellar, but it's okay. But I think you don't want to be too inside today where it being too choppy. You want some freedom in them to find some gaps and find some room to run. So.
All right. I'll just have a quick look here and make a call on the go.
Nothing like this is so out of your comfort zone.
We'll get it done. I'm gonna go with the Bjorn Baker horse.
Oh,
He's Darn Hot too.
thank you, man.
No worries.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I need that pump up this time.
He's Darn Hot too at $16. Rachel King. We just talked about.
We just talked about Rachel King.
Rachel King.
Yeah.
Bjorn Baker. I don't know. These Too Darn Hot. This breeding's sort of been doing pretty well lately with the younger horses. So I'm going to follow it. It's had a third and it's come off a win, dominant win by the way. Question mark on soft. It's had a trial on the soft. Not bad. Second on the in the trial. Low draw might not be too bad in the first race. I dare say that'll be a problem later on.
Yeah, but it's an off-pace runner too, or expected to run off-pace, so...
It'll give itself every chance.
Yeah.
So He's Darn Hot too. There you go.
Very good. Rightio. Let's fast forward to race number 5. Well, I'll tell you what, that shop will be like, pretty up there by this stage of the day. I'm going to go with the Nash Ruella double in my 2 picks, and I'm going to go Tribeca Star. Super impressed with this horse over the last 3 to 4 runs. I just don't know if the market's giving it the credit that it needs. Is up against some tougher horses today. Does have a little bit of heavy form.
Good Queensland form, the Drover.
Yes.
It's been a horse in really good form, that one.
That's what I mean. Like it's got claims of being able to be very competitive today. So it's moved around. It's running in some of the bigger tracks in Queensland and New South Wales. Gets a really solid jockey on the back. Ran mid-March up at Eagle Farm, where it ran second. Got a first at Grafton. So look, there's some good form lines out of that. I think it'll be fairly competitive today in the wet. And I'm hoping to have a crack at that at about $9.50.
Perfect. I'm going to be going wide this one. Not wide, but a couple of them are. Bianco Villano. Yeah, I know you don't like the jockey, do you?
Oh, you make it sound like I've got a vendetta against the guy. I don't.
The site said it all.
I'd probably love to sit down and have a beer with him, but
he's a great bloke, I reckon.
It's just I can't win on him. I just
miss him every time.
I just can't.
Bianco Villano did well, has done well against Bandy's Boy, who's the favourite in this race. I like Bandy's Boy as in the form is absolutely outstanding after beating all those phenomenal horses last start. And it's going to do well on the heavy, but I don't like that gate at this time of the day. If it gets back and gets trapped, gate 1 on in quicksand, even though it likes heavy, I just don't like how that plays out or the possibility of that playing out. Whereas Bianco Villano, who has done well against this horse, $9.50, and it's been just chipping away. Likes heavy. It's done well on heavy, so I've got no issues there. But its recent form has been very consistent. Last time out to this distance, won nicely with the jockey combo. It had Tyler Schiller on last start and only just went down to Flying Sultan, who was a really nice horse, who led and won that day at Albury. Back out to 1,400 metres is a massive plus for this horse. Gate 16, I love that. Gets gate 16, I think, coming wide, so it just avoids that traffic. I think it's going to be great. I think it's a really nice play. I don't understand why there's so much difference in price between these two, because they've run around each other so many times. But we're getting a good price, $9.50 for that one. A couple at double figures. Associate with Zach Lloyd. This one draws low, which is a little bit of concern for a horse that gets back, but it goes right back. So if it goes right back, it can still come down the outside. So I'm sort of, whereas Bandy's Boy might be midfield, and I didn't like that. Whereas I think this horse will go right back. And the way that it won last start was quite impressive. Was very soft on the line after just floating down the outside. And that was on a soft track. I think it was might have been a soft 6 or soft 7. I can't remember. But beat a nice horse in Zuatica, who is a really good woodlark. So $13. I thought that was a decent price. 56 kilos. Gets in light. Ruffy, you ready for the Ruffy?
Mate, I've been sitting here patiently waiting for one.
Asgarda.
Asgarda.
$26, 54 kilos. Kayla Nisbet, gate 6. I actually like gate 6. I don't mind that. Back out to 1400 metres. Had a very close second to Bianco Villano. 2 starts back over 1400 metres. And then it's had a third behind Bianco Villano and Flying Solomon. So the same form lines, but we're getting $26 to find out. Heavy track. It's had a heavy 10 win and it won by lengths.
Yeah.
So I'm really liking that sort of form on a heavy
Very
track.
interesting.
Yes. So Asgarda, big overs, I think. There you go.
All right, giddy up. Well, that's the mud pit around with today. Right, we're going to close it out at Caulfield. Beautiful program down there. 10 races down there. Races 1 and 7 today, if I'm not mistaken.
Should be, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to kick off with race number 1. Yeah, I found this race very competitive to my eye when I was looking at the form on this, but I've settled on one with Ethan Brown out of the Freedman stable called Appointed. I thought its first up run with a 3rd place was really, really good. Prior warming up some trials prior to that. So I think it can actually sort of go on with it. I think the weight's pretty good. Happy with the barrier, and also love the number 5 at Caulfield in the first. So we're going to go with that.
Perfect. Super Seth breeding. Interesting.
I know. So I'm interested to see what it does. I think it will improve based on its first up run. Which when I watched the replay for that, I thought there's more in there, and it's I think it's been bred really, really well and ready for a good first up campaign. So yeah, $8 at the moment.
Nice.
Why not?
I am going for something that I do a lot in Queensland weather. Perspiration.
Here he goes. Yes.
Perspiration.
Welcome to the club, mate.
Perspiration finishing behind, that was your pick, Rosalind Star at Sydney.
Yep.
I think that's good form. I think this horse will improve a lot out to 1200 metres. John Allen on for the Mar Camp is normally a pretty good combination.
Yeah.
Gate 6, I like the gate.
It's no longer the Mar and Eustace Camp, is it? It's just the Mar
Just
Camp.
the Mar. Just the Mar. I think this is an improvement. Again, it's got that same breeding, Too Darn Hot. I think this is a nice horse. I think the step out in distance is going to be very, very positive for it.
Nice.
You know, biggest query is it, you know, going to like a little bit of cut in the ground, bit of soft ground, but I don't see why not. I think it'll be fine.
Rock and roll. All right. That's the first out of the way at Caulfield. Let's move on to race number 7.
What a cracker.
Oh, this was a good run. I thought this is going to be a really good race. So I am going... Yes, I am tipping the favourite in this one because I just think it is far too good. Stackhouse on the back. Antrim Coast. I just think it is just too good. You look at its last couple of starts, so 2 runs back, was very competitive, finishing well to the line around a second. Its last start goes one better and picks up the win. It can only get better again today, and I think if it just gets all the right favours and luck in that run, when it comes around that last bend for the last 250, I think it is home.
All right. Well, I have a bit of a tactical play here.
There we go. You could have just done the. You could have done it. You could have done it. But go on, let's go tactical.
I'm going to use Sunsets as a saver.
Sunsets.
Sunsets as a saver.
Sunsets and lollipops.
I think it will like a bit of soft ground. Done
Yeah.
breeding. It's one at the track before, so 1 from 1 at the track. I think the step out in distance is a positive. I think it's a good little saver at $3.80 currently. My plays at nice odds are going to be Cherokee Brave at $12. I'm sticking with this horse. I've tipped it a couple of times.
You have.
It's gone to South Australia and run pretty close to Crimson Vine, who we were talking about earlier, who's the short price favourite, and Oath of O'Murder, who's come out last weekend, won. So the form's been franked that way as well.
Franked.
Stamped. Cherokee Brave, $12.
Sent.
I think it's an improver.
Yep.
The other one who has yet to prove itself at this sort of level is Zed or Alive.
Zed or Alive.
Meat Sticks.
Which is a good push.
I like that.
Yeah.
I liked its win last start in the free tips, actually. Tipped this one at nice odds.
Excuse you.
Come through for us. I think the breeding by Zed, it's going to improve over more distance, you would imagine, for the Moody and Coleman yard. It's got a third placing on the soft, so I don't think the soft is an issue. Draws well, gate 6, off pace runner, should get a really nice run. $26 I thought was a nice bit of value there to have a crack at a horse that might improve out of sight. It looked like it was, the way it went after the line, it looked like it's going to like the extra distance today. So Zed or Alive at 26, Cherokee Brave at 12s with a little tactical saver on Sunsets.
Fan-bloody-tastic. Well, this is a cracking way to finish the show with a beautiful program at Caulfield. Mate, good luck. Get your poncho on. Enjoy the Lookout Festival tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
A little jealous, but I'm going out for a long lunch, so that'll be okay.
Long lunch. Bit boozy.
Why not, mate? It is a Sunday after all. And on the 7th day, we will rest. And we shall drink wine. Yes, good luck, punters. Gamble responsibly as always, please. Have some fun. We will catch you all next week. Let's hope Randwick gets through without some major dramas today, and same with Eagle Fun, because I reckon there's some good horses and some great races. Members' tips will be out really a little bit later today.
Yep.
No worries. Ty, any final words of wisdom?
Keep an eye on the results for March that I'll be putting up. I've been working hard on getting all those recordings done.
Fantastic.
So we'll come out with a little graphic or a little sheet for you to show, and we'll be doing that ongoing, with the main goal being getting that up on the website at some point so that everyone can view it. And
is that accountability and transparency, mate?
That's it.
Yeah, right.
Transparency, but honesty, you know.
Yeah.
So that'll be going up as well. So just keep an eye on that and just jump on. We had a cracking month in March.
Yeah, we did,
Like $50 a month. Like we went plus 50 units for March. So I think you've covered your $50 just quietly.
And yeah, as Confucius says, he who pisses in wind gets own back. So just be careful what you do, but just jump on and join our membership. See you next week, buddy. Enjoy the racing.